Oh my goodness. There's masks and everything.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
We want it to be
There's
nice and
masks and
comfortable
everything.
for those who, yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, oh, that's a
We don't
tie.
realize such nice sparkling.
I know. Okay, so how do I go?
Well, everything's all set up. It's all ready. The mic's on.
Okay, so how do I go?
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. You left this on from earlier. I'm gonna delete. You left this on. And you don't have to use the computer. You can, if you don't want the computer.
No. Oh, okay, thank you. Good afternoon, I'm Cindy Rinne, and I'm writing a bird myth called Creatures of the Wind. That's the working title. I'm going to read the beginning and just part of the book. One day, several birds met together around a fire circle of stones. Their beaks distorted by the flames, sparks landed near eagles' talons. They discussed how could they show their unity as bird brothers and sisters, and how to connect heaven to earth for those who only walk upon the ground. They spend their lives walking around to the exact same spot. The goose had a vision of the feather keeper standing on Raven's head holding the sun. Goose suggested they each donate feathers to create a ladder to the sky. The feathers represented the 4 directions of the universe and 3 levels of the world, above, on, and below. A feather ladder of 7 rungs, the 7th generation, to preserve the world of nests. Tricksters. Coyote overheard the birds' exchange, fumbled down the steep embankment needled by the blazing sun. Raven clipped Coyote's ear, blood curled into canine teeth. He flew in chalked figure 8s, caw-caw, mocking the dog. The Oracle. Dove, eagle, raven, and goose hastened to the mountain tribe. There they spoke to the feather keeper. He greeted them, my coup. The feather keeper observed the eyes of an oracle, wore a deerskin breechcloth leggings with painted feathers, and elkskin moccasins. The birds described their plan to the young child. The feather keeper slept in trees. He had the power of air and wind, casted nets from tree to capture floating feathers, kept the feathers in a beaded pouch to use for the chief's headdresses. In a year's cycle, he traveled to the desert, ice, river, and plains tribes, as did his father before him. The feather keeper had never removed a feather from a bird's body. Owl. The feather keeper began to remove feathers from the dove, eagle, raven, and goose like pulling a splinter out of his finger. Dove explained how the birds desired to give live feathers like losing a wounded bird child to humans. The feather keeper thanked them for this truth. Owl glided over 3 times. He coasted higher and higher until he almost disappeared up against the wind. The owl cried out of the dusk air, "You have forgotten those who guide spirits to the underworld, the keepers of the sacred knowledge." Owl vanished, seething. The feather keeper invited sparrow and hawk to represent fertility and deep earth wisdom. Hawk offered extra feathers for each bird to paint their sky symbol. The feather keeper scooped the feathers for cleansing. Clear sky. Talons, claws, and beaks grasped clusters of feathers from the feather keeper's arms. He delighted in the flapping of wings like drum rhythms. The birds delivered the feathers to a gourd bowl in Red River Gorge. As the feathers soaked, Hawk carved spirals, circles, and a ladder etched into the cliff wall. In a wooden cradle board, Wild Horse cried. Distracted, Hawk sang, "Hush, little baby." Clear Sky, his mother, with flowing hair, smiled. Wondered why feathers from so many birds were in the bowl. Hawk's voice echoed through the valley as she shared the feather ladder story. Clear Sky saw what happened above anywhere in the world. She knew the moon cycle, told the river tribe when to plant and when to harvest. Her son rode wild mustangs. The horses took him to caves other humans could not find. She used a skin bag to get more water for the vessel. Who will climb such a ladder? Hawk finished a spiral petroglyph and replied, "A human who is brave enough to hold the sun." Clear Sky warned the birds that they had 3 days of sun, then the sky would grow angry with sparks and thunderclaps. Goose delegated the task. Myself, sparrow, dove, and raven to transport the wet feathers, hawk to seek a bison, eagle to collect pine needles. We will meet at the red rocks of the desert tribe. Clear Sky chanted a river blessing over the birds. Ancestors dance. Eagle migrated to the lands of the ice tribe. Diffused patches of light sparkled on his wings. Among the greenish glow of the northern lights, native ancestors danced in the next life. Sealskin boots stomped and turned on a floor lit by stars. Eagle thanked the sky for this gift of colors. Asked the Sitka spruce if he could gather pine needles. They will be wrapped around the joints of the feather ladder. The pine scent made him dizzy. He ceased motion, perched on the rough skin. I will give my spiky needles to you. First listen to the story of what is below my raised roots. The history of the tree tribe had its origins when the frozen land was warm. Our language is born of earthquakes, growing our roots deep. Eagle stretched and saw the evidence below the tree's roots of duck-billed and polar dinosaurs who endured months of cold and dark, then woolly mammoths caught in permafrost, the cave lion of rounded ears, tufted tails, and tiger-like stripes, layers of migratory caribou with fur and a dense undercoat. Thank the spruce for its needles and the history of ice told by bones. Mountain Chief's daughter grasped the jasper bead, raised it to capture the sun. A glow filled the cavern. The silver bead of the first moon was threaded on the buckskin tie next to the jasper. Grizzly bear claw slid into place, strung another silver bead in jasper, tightened the knot. Leather scent danced as the fire hissed smoke. She prayed in soft, clear tones. Spirit of bear, bestow the wearer of this necklace with strength, courage, and healing. She prepared to leave. He would awaken and want his cave back. Thank you.